Saints fans, welcome back to the Southampton FC transfer show here on the channel. My name is Martin Sanders. This is the Football Martin channel, and over the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to be reacting to all the latest transfer speculation surrounding Southampton. Before we do dive in, still around 85% of you are not subscribed to the channel. So before we do start, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the absolute world to me. There's some great summer content coming your way, and you'll be the first to know if you are subscribed to the channel. So make sure you do subscribe. And if you're not a member, check out my memberships as well. There's some exclusive content being put there in the next couple of weeks, and you can also get some ad-free versions of the shows as well. Right, let's dive into some of the biggest summer transfer rumours surrounding Saints in the last 7 days. I hope you're enjoying your summer, but I should say before we get into the show, happy Father's Day to any dads that are tuning in. At the time of recording, it's Sunday. It's Father's Day here in England, so happy Father's Day to any dads out there. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're enjoying the summer as well. I tell you what, I'm enjoying a little bit of downtime from football, actually. It's been a nice weekend, an opportunity to get back on my road bike, do a bit of cycling. I managed to get 4 hours in this weekend over 2 rides. I've been quite happy with that. I'm starting to feel a bit fitter and a bit fresher, which is nice because I felt so tired from a long season. It was a long season, wasn't it? But hoping and feeling positive for the new campaign. Right, let's get into the latest transfer speculation, and I'm going to react to all these stories and give you my thoughts, whether I think they're nonsense or not. Apparently, Burnley boss Scott Parker is keen to bring Taylor Harwood-Bellis back to Turf Moor. That would be for his second spell, Harwood-Bellis, if he happened to go to Turf Moor, that is. HarwoodBellis, I forget, is only 23 years old, is still keen, apparently, to stay in the Premier League despite our relegation last season. Well, HarwoodBellis, he helped Burnley win promotion to the Championship in the 22-23 season under Vincent Kompany, but they opted out of signing HarwoodBellis. He came on loan to Southampton, obviously helped us get promotion, and we went and spent £20 million on HarwoodBellis. A lot of money for the England under-21 defender. He's also played for the England national side now, but it is reported that the Clarets, who were promoted last season, are very interested in buying him or potentially taking him on loan. And I'm not sure why we would loan him to Burnley in the first instance, because he's not, I wouldn't imagine, a massive earner on the wage bill. If they're going to let him go, sell him. And I don't think for 1 minute we would loan HarwoodBellis. Give me your thoughts in the comments box below. Do you think that we would go and loan him? And the big question for you is, Saints fans tuning in, do you want HarwoodBellis in the red and white stripes of Southampton next season? I would prefer to keep him. Personally, I know he struggled in the Premier League last season. He had a really, really tough season. He was epic in the Championship last time round, and he didn't really step up. And I don't think it was just him. I think it was the group and the team and the way we were playing didn't help HarwoodBellis at all. I thought as the season went, right at the back end, just before he got injured, I thought he was actually playing quite well. And then obviously he got injured. And then it was his season over. That injury wiped him out. He didn't play the last 2-3 games in the end. It's put him out of action for the summer. He's not been able to play the Euro under-21s for England because he would have been in that squad. You know, he got called up for England, didn't he? Midway through the season as well. What was it? Actually, it wasn't midway through. It's before Christmas, wasn't it? I think it was the last England camp before Tuchel took over. Lee Carsley called him up, and he'd done really well for England. And a lot of fans feel he become a little bit arrogant, a little bit too big for his boots. I think he was quite a confident player anyway, but I think the season we've just had would have been tough on a lot of players, and it would have been Taylor as well. I still think he could be a massive asset to us in the Championship next season. I'd rather see him next to Ronnie Edwards than not next to Ronnie Edwards. That is my personal opinion. I don't think he ends up at Burnley. Why would he go to Burnley and get relegated again? Because the likelihood is there's a 90% chance that they're probably going to go down again, Burnley. They'll be one of the favourites to get relegated. And I just don't see it being a perfect fit for him. I'm not sure that he want that risk neither. Also, West Ham are very interested in him. We spoke about that before here on the show, that West Ham were very keen on Harwood-Bellis. I think that would be more likely his destination. But he did change agent around January time. And since he's had that agent, there has been loads more speculation around him. There's been loads more around him. So that agent, maybe he is looking to stay in the Premier League. They say in this article that I read, well, several articles I read because it's everywhere, that he is looking to stay in the Premier League. I think he's got a long way to go to become Premier League ready. I think a year in the Championship may do him the world of good. Still not sure if he's quick enough at times for the Premier League. He needs to play with somebody that's really pacey and really quick. And Ronnie Edwards, I tell you what, could be that answer. I think that could be a really good pairing in the Saints' central defence next season. Right, elsewhere, we've got another centre-back story we'll come on to in a minute. There's a little bit more chat, speculation before we get to the next centre-back that I want to talk about. But Southampton, Leicester City and Crystal Palace are apparently interested in Panathinaikos striker Fortis Ioannidis. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. It's not an easy one to pronounce. He could be sold this summer for €20 million, £17 million. This is a big fee. We were interested in him apparently last summer, but would a Championship club like Saints go and spend 17 million on a striker? It would be a real sign of intent to do it. I don't think he's had the greatest season just gone from what I've read, but it would be a lot of money to go and spend for Saints, I think, at this stage. Maybe Crystal Palace, Premier League club, would have that bit more money to do this sort of deal. So yeah, 25 years old. Supposed to be a very, very good striker. I don't know loads about him, so I'm going to come in and say loads about him. Just my reaction to it is, have we got 17 million to spend on a striker? Be interesting to see. Elsewhere, winger-wise, Southampton have apparently reunited their interest in a potential move for Jesram Radzaki. He was out on loan in the Championship last season with Sheffield United. And according to the former Man United and Blackburn Rovers chief scout Mick Brown, who remains apparently very connected in the game, he told Football Insider that the 22-year-old winger is very much on the radar of Southampton. He did have a really mixed spell though, Radzaki, out at Sheffield United. He was with Chris Wilder, who, not at the time of recording, I don't think he's been sacked at Sheffield United, but he could be. We spoke about that in a video the other day. Make sure you go check that out. We did a bit of Championship manager chat. He scored 7 goals at Sheffield United, got 2 assists, but only started 23 games. He's a great player though, a really, really good pacey winger. Somebody I'd be really interested to see at Southampton. I think he'd be really exciting for us. He's had loads of loan moves. He's at Crystal Palace. I'm sure they're at the stage now, but they've loaned him out enough where they're probably now potentially looking to sell him and move him on. I said to you about centre-backs a minute ago, and there was a bit more talk around another centre-back but coming into Southampton, and that was around a Premier League centre-back at this moment in time. His contract is out with Brentford. Ben Mee. Apparently Leeds United are interested as well. I see that his likely destination potentially. He's a veteran defender, they call him, in a lot of the articles I've seen. He's been around a long time. It feels like he's been around a long time, Ben Mee. And he is available on a free transfer. His contract expires on the 30th of June. Very experienced centre-back. Don't see him coming to Southampton personally. I think as a leader, he would be really good, because he's got good leadership qualities, played in the Premier League, knows how to get promoted from the Championship. I'm interested in this one to see if it's got any legs. I just don't see Southampton with Jack Stevens there at this moment in time. HarwoodBellis is still in the door. We've got a wealth of centre-backs, and I just don't know if we would go and bring in another sort of like old and more experienced centre-back. I don't see Saints doing that. I don't know why. I wish we'd bring more leaders in, but I'm not convinced we will bring more leaders in. So that's my reaction to that one. Another centre-back, actually, I was going to talk about as well. There was the Man City centre-back, Junabar. I don't pronounce it correctly. I hate pronouncing some of these foreign names of different players from overseas. Not always easy to pronounce. So apologies if that is wrong. I know people pull me up on it. But Junabar, I've researched that one, so hopefully I haven't got it too wrong. He was on loan with Will Steele last season at Lens. He's a centre-back as well, and apparently he is on the radar to bring in on loan. We'll wait and see on that one. I think that one's more likely than the Ben Mee one. But let's see. We will see how that one unravels. We've already brought Joshua Kwasi in, remember. We already made that one signing right at the start of the window. Another striker I saw linked with Saints was, I think it was yesterday. I don't know anything about him, so I'm going to pretend I know anything about him, was Damien Downs. He's 20 years old. Discussions are ongoing, apparently, about a potential transfer of around €5 million. I don't know loads about him. He's at Cologne at the moment. Striker, young. Yeah, another Sekou I see him in my head. Young, inexperienced, not really what we need for the Championship, is he? I think we need an experienced striker for it. There's a lot of talk that Torino will sell Shay Adams, by the way, this summer, who scored a hat-trick for Scotland a week ago. Could be on his way to Birmingham City because it's been reported that Torino may sell him. This one is one to watch. I think Birmingham City are real dark horses to do really well in the Championship next season. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. We will have a closer look at the Championship in the coming weeks. Teams in the Bundesliga, including Borussia Mönchengladbach, are interested in Southampton midfielder Matsuki. He's 22 years old. We signed him a year ago, and I thought he was one for the future. He's been out on loan, and there's talk that Saints may sell him already. He's only 22, because I was under the impression that he was going to come back and play or train with the first team in pre-season, and pre-season is around 2.5-3 weeks away now. And the final two stories of the day here on the Transfer Show surround two players that I believe we will hear a lot more around this summer, and I think these ones will rumble on for a long, long time. Leeds United, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, and now apparently Juventus are along clubs that are interested in signing Matheus Fernandes from Southampton. He's having a very good under-21 European Championships with Portugal. He was really good in the opening game for them. I need to watch their second game. Southampton are going to demand more than €30 million for the midfielder, and there is a percentage that Saints will have to give to Sporting on any potential sale of Matheus Fernandes. It's 10%, so it's quite a bit. So 10% would go to Sporting. Another nonsense story that I heard, and I believe this one is absolute rubbish. There's loads of terrible stories around. Porto intend to sign Southampton's Tyler Dibbling for €25 million. Oh, it's never happening for €25 million. It was rumoured earlier in the week that they want to include multiple players to try and confirm this deal. Porto apparently consider him a priority transfer this summer. That one will not happen for that amount of money, no way. But I do believe both those players will be linked with moves away all summer long. I think either of them could end up anywhere. So I just think it will be pure speculation for weeks and weeks and weeks. And that brings me to the end of today's Transfer Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Later on this week, I'm going to be looking at a lot of the players that have been linked with moves to Southampton, and I'm going to rate those potential signings if they were to happen and where I would put them on my ranking charts. I'm going to do that later on this week, so stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe as well. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this show today. And before I do end, there is a few people that I need to thank. You can follow me across all the major social media platforms at Football Martin. I'm also on Patreon as well, where you can support the channel with a small monthly contribution. Just visit patreon.com/football. Martin and each of the tiers have their own little perks as well. So I want to thank Mike Etheridge, Mark Eggleton, Jane Davis, and Luke Maximin, who are patrons, and there's loads of YouTube members at this moment in time. And I'm going to read every single one of you out and say thank you very much. So Caroline Phillips, Adam Downing, Steve Dobble, Stuart Roberts, Jessica Jury, Jeffrey Bennett, he's a local man, so Jeffrey, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Tractor Boy 78, Jackie Chalk, Paul Guy, G Phil, Romley Denning, Brendan Murray, Ian Crook, Charlie Brett, who's an absolute legend. Thank you very much, Charlie. Damaged Ellie, Mark M, the bearded UFO guy, who's an absolute legend. We've got Simon Austin, Phil Osgood, Anthony Dawson, Tetonator, David Bunny, and Stuart Ackenhead. Hopefully I pronounced all of those correct as well. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again in the next one.